It's so good to see all your faces. Have good friends on today. It's Meredith. Hey, Meredith, good to see you.
People on
Welcome.
today, and we truly are excited, you guys. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and start. Let's just see what is going on with my screen here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and welcome you to today's Zoom. If you are in Africa anywhere, or if you are in the US and interested in building in Africa, it truly is my prayer that you will find today's Zoom helpful with accurate information of where we are. And really, it is truly an exciting time to be involved with New Age. As I said a few minutes ago, we started out with RX, but it's a new season as we pivot towards the New Age umbrella and New Age company. And Africa is in the middle of that transition. And it really is like giving birth. Truly, it is. But how beautiful and how exciting is the journey. And so, guys, today's training really is designed to equip you with practical steps, some information, as well as practical steps on how to position yourself in this season of launching, preparation to launch. And that's why we call this Zoom leading to launch. How do you lead yourself? How do you lead organizations? How do you lead prospects in preparation for what is coming and what is about to happen? So, my name is Erika van der Merwe. I live in the beautiful Colorado Springs, but originally I am from South Africa. I was born there, I was raised there, and we immigrated to the US 3 years ago. You guys, and it really is amazing for me to be in the US, but also work back to Africa because I love the people of Africa. I love the continent of Africa. And I know what it is like to pray for a solution and not really have opportunity. So that is my big why I am doing this. But allow me to give you some information about where we are in Africa at the moment. Guys, it is officially pre-launch season, right? And what that means is I want everybody on this call to know we have not launched in Africa yet. We are officially in pre-launch. And there was an awesome pre-launch presentation that was given to us by corporate to celebrate the fact that we are starting to move on the continent of Africa, which really is extremely exciting. And I actually, if you are in need of that presentation, you can send me or Tammy a message and we can get that presentation to you. But it really is a helpful tool for you to download if you want to speak to prospects. Please make sure that your communication is accurate. We are still in pre-launch mode, which is really exciting. Guys, all right, that means that products, compensation plan, and all of the yummy things that we enjoy working with is still in the process. We know that this company is designing and developing products for Africa by Africa, which really is unique, Tammy. It's different than in other parts of the world, right? We want something that's got an African flavor to it. And we are unique and diverse. We're multicultural. We understand that dynamic. And so the company is going the extra mile to design products and compensation for Africa, which truly is unique. Tam, what do you think about that?
I think it's fabulous. And so when we jumped in, Eric and I jumped in about 10 months ago into Africa. And she saw a little dot on the bottom of Africa in South Africa. And she said, boy, this international company, I'm very excited about it. And I want to bring it to my people. I want to bring the opportunity to my people. And so we began the journey to open up Africa. At that time, just South Africa, not knowing that we would end up merging with a company called NewAge. And so we were RX working in South Africa, and along came our mother company, I call it the big umbrella, NewAge. And we came under and were purchased and merged really with NewAge, and a publicly held company traded on the NASDAQ. And now we have the beautiful opportunity of merging with what NewAge was starting to do in Africa. Now we're merging RX into NewAge together. So we're at this stage right now where we're merging, we're coming together so that at one point we'll completely join hands and launch NewAge Africa. So we're in that pre-launch stage, but it's an exciting, exciting time.
And Tam, it's important for people to know that you had RX and now you have NewAge. So not only are we taking a continent, you guys, we are also going through a merge of two companies.
Yes.
And that is incredible. It's got a lot of opportunity to it, Tam. But we know that practically a merge, and you've done this with Limu coming in.
We did.
Yes, merge is not for sissies, right? The merge of two companies. And so as a representative, you've got to flow, you've got to be flexible. And here's the thing, get accurate information. And you guys, I like information. I love accurate information. And so that is why I want to highlight, and Tam, I want to invite you to jump in with me here. If you are in Southern Africa, which means South Africa, we have a unique situation for South Africa. Now, under the RX umbrella, we had access to RX brands and RX products, our beloved Slenderize and Rejuvenix
and Moa.
and Moa. So we had access to those products, but they were shipped from the Netherlands, right? And it is shipped under NFR. And Tam will go. Tam, maybe you want to jump
NFR just means not for resale. It just means you're purchasing your products to use for yourself, for your family, for those that you love. You're not a storefront that is purchasing large amounts of product that you're putting on a shelf and selling from a storefront, which at some point, hopefully that's going to be able to happen. But right now we're NFR, which means personal consumption products. And so we are registered that way.
And those products were shipped from the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Which made it extremely expensive for South Africans.
Yes.
But the products are so amazing, and the people started getting health results. And so people were willing to build that way. So South Africa works a little bit differently. You have access to the RX products under the NFR regulation. Now, that means, you guys, that you can use the products, get a health transformation, and build your businesses that way, right? If you are not in South Africa, that means you do not have access to those products. And the way you build then, and I'm going to take, oh my gosh, let's take Nigeria as an example, right? Yeah. So then how you build is with something that we call the boss. And the boss is actually a way where somebody can lock their spot in the pre-launch season in preparation for what the company is bringing to Africa, right? Now, Tam, we don't know the products and we don't know the comp plan, right? So the boss is a very low risk way.
No, I would say no risk.
No risk, right?
Free.
It doesn't cost anything. The boss in Africa is free. So that enables us, what the company is doing for us is they are saying, go and tell people. And if they are interested, have them lock their spot at no cost.
Yes. Which is amazing. And that is their commitment to all of South Africa and to several different and we know for sure Nigeria, because that they're on the big radar too. So we know that we have the opportunity. So sometimes, Erika, it's confusing to people because the SA team, they are able to work the business, they are able to make commissions, they're able to get all the RX products. where the rest of Africa is waiting for that to happen. And so we wanted to make sure that we clarified that for everyone, why some can work the business and right now why some can't. But eventually, and we believe very soon, everybody will merge together. That rocket's going to take off, and that rocket is going to be New Age.
And Tam, I also want to explain something that people need to know, especially new reps coming into the organization. You have to get accurate information. It's vital. So if you are building with products in South Africa, when you go onto your ex office and you order a pack of products, or let's say Slenderize, or a product, you will see a little pop-up screen coming up saying, we are in the process of getting products registered. So please know, and this is part of pioneering, the SA team has gone with us through hell and back, if I may say so, with customs, right? Now, most of the time, we do not have any problems with customs.
Very true.
But please know, if you are in SA and you are building under NFR, which is what we are building with, you might get products that might get stopped by customs. They might ask questions about those products. Now, if that happens, and that has been the communication from day one, nothing new under the sun, right? What you do is you contact your upline, and we will put you in contact. It used to be Monica, but we will put you in contact with the right person from corporate side to deal with those issues. Guys, you are only a representative like me, okay? We do not deal or get involved with corporate issues. You've got to have the wisdom to discern, when do I need to pass this on? We are in pre-launch. That means that we are pioneers. That means we might get one or two questions that we do not have the answers to. So I want to encourage you, if you are in Southern Africa, know that customs, and you will see it on the X office, might flag the products. And what you do then is you refer it back to corporate. Now, please note once again, we have RX, we have NewAge, two different companies, right? Merging and becoming one. In that process of transition, you build a bridge, and Melton will most probably go into that in detail with his training on what building a bridge looks like. But I want to tell you that you can indeed order products from the Netherlands in South Africa, but just know that customs might stop your products, right? And we work with corporate to resolve those issues. Tam, do you have something that you want to add to that?
No, I love that. And that so I just want to encourage you that if you are in South Africa and you are running the business, we know we've had thousands of products coming through into South Africa, most without any issues. I know Frohan was just sharing that I think in the last couple months, they've had 30 different packs come in. But we want to make sure that we are ordering packs of products for ourselves, for our families, not huge amounts, because we are under NFR. So we want to make sure that we're mindful of the things that we're being asked for. And then if you sign a rep, if you bring somebody into the business, please make sure that they understand that there may be issues with customs. That's nothing we can control. That is a government related issue, that there is that issue. There is that risk every time. And we know that. We've shared that from the very beginning when we started. And so for some of you, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Great. That means you've never had to experience anything with customs. And some of you may have had some challenges, and we just want you to know we're with you. We encourage you to get with your direct upline and let them help sort that out. We have the contact information at corporate. And sometimes it takes time. It just takes time because there's no guarantee on the timeline. So if you were told there was a guarantee, I apologize for that, but it never came from Erika and I, because we know that there are issues with being a pioneer. But let me share this with you. We are committed to be with you through this transition. We are very committed to see beautiful things happen for Africa. And we are committed to getting the products in Africa. So the shipping is cheaper. So the process is cheaper. So that there's less challenges along the way. So that when we look back in a year from now, we'll say, yes, there were hiccups. There were things that we had to address, things we had to pivot, things we needed to be reminded of, which is what we're trying to encourage you with today. Yeah, but the future is very, very bright, Erika.
And I want to encourage you guys, start thinking new age, right? It is exciting. And that's why I'm excited about what's happening. And there are some practical things that I want to share with you on getting ready for new age specifically. And don't, as a pioneer, one thing that I've learned, Tam, and you know this, stealthiness takes you far, right? Stealthiness and teachability. And that's why we're having the Zoom. And Tam will tell you, I don't shy away from sharing information because I want people to be informed versus emotional.
Yes, definitely.
That is a difference between your own personal leadership and not being a leader, right? Make sure you have information that is digestible. Even if you still have questions after the information, make sure you channel those questions. We are pioneers. And if you are on this call, I want to tell you, if you have any contacts in Africa, now is the time to contact them.
Yes.
Please make sure you get your hands on the social media pages for New Age. Make sure you like them and follow them. And then make sure you get your hands on the official pre-launch presentation. You guys, that is a valuable tool for you. And that is kind of, Tammy, step 1 on my 5-step on how to prep. What is the vision for New Age, you guys? Do you even know what they want to accomplish in Africa? Make sure you do the research for that, because you want to align yourself with what New Age is doing. So make sure you get the vision. And I want to thank Janine van den Heever. She just posted the website where you can actually get the official.
Thank you, Janine, for doing that. I was going to try to look it up myself, so thank you.
Thank you for that. That is a valuable tool, you guys. Make sure you download it. I've tweaked it. I've made like a 2-minute thing of it, and it just communicates the vision. And Tammy, one thing that I've noticed, if you are in this business, words matter.
Yes. Yes, so they do.
Make sure you communicate the right information. And that's why I like using what Jared has given us, the official pre-launch, Jared and corporate, the rest of corporate. Guys, the second thing that I want you to do, if you build with a boss, which is the path of least resistance.
Definitely.
Right? It is in this pre-launch season. And I build with a boss too, Tam, and it really is easy. But I want to tell you that make sure that with easy comes responsibility, okay? You are not just chasing numbers by enrolling people with a boss. You want to make sure you communicate the vision. You don't want to catch the fish and then have no holes in your net and the fish slips out in a few weeks. You want to make sure that they understand who we are. And what I do is I explain a bit from where we've come from and then where we are going. And I'm very transparent about where we are at the moment. And I want to encourage you, don't chase the sale and not make sure that people are equipped. So if you sign someone with a boss, I'm asking you, take the time to get their ex-office set up. Take the time to show them the boss videos, the Oryx origins. That's good for people to see. Get to know Deanna Latson. The Products for Africa will have her stamp of approval. Dr. Ginger Deke is involved. I want my people with a boss to know who are they working with.
Yes.
So make sure you get them onto those boss videos. Get them to watch Robert Allen. Get them to understand the mindset. So please don't just sign somebody with a boss and then they don't know what's going on, right? With easy comes responsibility. Tam, do you have something that you want to add to that?
And I love that, Erika, because when people sign with the boss, they have access to watching the video.
Did I just freeze?
He froze.
Okay, Tam.
Did I freeze?
There we go. You're back, Tam.
Sorry.
Okay. So yes, but absolutely correct. The third point I want you to do is focus on training your people. Focus on training them. Corporate launched an amazing training, very basic, step 1 for people on social media. Do you guys know how many people are intimidated by social media?
Yes.
Right?
Totally.
Basics. Corporate is rolling out this entire Academy for Africa.
Yes.
Personally, look, you're talking my language with that. I love the fact that we are part of a company who goes the extra mile to train and equip their brand partners. We call it brand partners. That's just a beautiful name for a representative, but you'll hear us speak of brand partners and not reps. Guys, make sure that you follow that academy. Make sure you get your people, your boss people, all your people plugged into the academy. Let them go through the training. If you are on the Zoom, it means that you are either building in Africa or considering to build. Guys, what kind of training are you putting out for your people? Responsibility, once again, right? Are you training your people? Are you giving them information? Make sure that you go through the extra mile to not leave your people, but to train them. So, and that's something, Tam, you and I do every Monday for my team specifically. I do a team training, and many times, most of the times, that is an open training for everybody. You are all invited, but get plugged into training, you guys. Don't think people just know how. You need to train them. Okay. The third point that I want to focus on is you want to encourage them and teach them the basics of network marketing. That means, okay, have you enrolled, let's say with a boss, you've watched the videos, you understand who we are, you understand where we're going, you understand where we are at the moment. Now let's get 10 people, let's make it a goal, 5 people that you can talk to share what you are busy with. Tam, and that is really the foundational step 1 of starting a business. It's training, right?
Absolutely.
And the boss makes it easy because it's not costing anybody any money. So use that as a training ground and a training tool to help your new rep find the confidence. I'll just share this. I had a new rep. She's never done network marketing, a new brand partner, excuse me. And I walked this with her, and she got her first person signed on the boss. For me, I was like, no biggie. That lady, it was a confidence boost. She was like, I could do this, right? Training your team. Tam, anything to add to that?
I think that's great, Erika. And that is our responsibility when we bring someone into the business to make sure that they have those tools. And so that definitely is a great focus.
Yeah. And then the fifth and the final point, and then I want us to hand over to Melton. Guys, start your own Facebook group. If you are building a team in Africa, I want to encourage you. The way I look at it, I don't have time to manage 60 groups. I have one Facebook group and I use it primarily for communication with my team. Now, a lot of you are on my Facebook group, and okay, you might be removed. But I'm just saying, you want a vehicle of communication for your specific team. One of the main visions that NewAge has is to become the #1 social selling vehicle. If you are unsure how to use Facebook, now is the time to start creating your own momentum with your teams on Facebook. It's time. Okay, so I want to highly encourage your own activity on social media at this specific moment. So those are my top 5 tips for setting yourself up for success in this pre-launch season. And then for those of you in South Africa, very excited. We are pivoting the NewAge. Great things happening. We have been working nonstop. We've been pioneering this movement. Wow, Tam, you and I are going to have the stretch marks after we've given birth. But it's all good. It's all good.
No kidding. It's a big baby to carry, no doubt about it. Well, we're going to transition. Thank you so much, Erika. And I would like the privilege of introducing Melton. Melton is an incredible man. He's a friend, a confidant, and an amazing leader. But let me read a little bit about who Melton is. Melton has been involved in economic upliftment projects for the last 20 years. His passion is to marry the nonprofit arena and the business sector to bring about lasting community transformations. I love that. He has a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, an MBA in entrepreneurship, an MBA in also general management. He is a certified business coach through the University of Stellenbosch, and he is an ordained minister. Like, this guy never sleeps. That's what I'm thinking right now. He has lectured at universities, both in South Africa and abroad, on this topic. And currently he exercises his passion as the executive pastor of outreach of New Life Church in Colorado Springs, where he heads local and global city transformation initiatives. He is married to our beautiful Erika for 24 years, and they have 2 amazing, beautiful, beautiful children. And so with no further ado, I would like to welcome Melton. Thank you so much for joining our Africa Zoom on launching your business. And thank you. And the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Erika. I'm the hubby of Erika. And I always find it funny and a little bit laughing when she grew up before we were married. She said she wanted to marry somebody with an English surname. So if you are in South Africa, you would know probably the furthest thing from the truth is van der Merwe to an English surname. That's not even close. So I'm so sorry, love. But yeah, that's what you've got for marrying a van der Merwe. And so I just always find it so funny. Yeah, it's not even close. So I'm going to jump into a presentation. So although I'm in the background, I am on all the WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups. So I do read through the 126 WhatsApp messages every morning. I don't necessarily reply, but I see my wife reply, Tammy reply, other people reply. So pretty up to par with where the business is heading. We actually started initially, we actually knew Limu. And then Limu went into RX, and then RX went into or merged then, of course, with NewAge RX. So we've been a part of that whole process over the last 3 years. And that's how we met Tammy. We actually lived in a lower level when we arrived in the US, and that's how we got to meet each other. So let me share my presentation with you this morning, or for those who this evening. Let me make sure I can do that. Yep, does that work? Can everybody see my presentation? Okay, so this is very interesting. I want to encourage you with this morning. Top left picture, that's how my family in Africa woke up this morning. That was kind of their scene. And then that's my mom and dad on the right. That's what they did this morning. They're camping, they had breakfast in that kind of scenery. And then bottom left was my scene this morning. Same time, a little bit of snow. And then my son and I, what we did was bottom right. We actually snowed. No, that's not the right English word. Snow shovel. That's a tongue twister for English as a second language. But that's what we did this morning. And when I got these pictures this morning, I was like, oh my word, how can life be so different for people that know each other in exactly the same time? Same space in time, but our experiences is just so different. And it made me think of seasons. And I want to encourage you with this just before we jump into the presentation, that we all, on a personal level, maybe on a business level, maybe with your NewAge RX business, maybe with your job, wherever you're at, maybe you woke up this morning with some sunshine and a good breakfast, or maybe you woke up with some snow and snow shoveling. The fact is, seasons change. And within the next couple of months, they will be in winter and we'll have summer. And I think just in where we're at with NewAge RX is it's all seasonal. We started with Limu, that was a season. Then we went into RX and that was a season. Now we are in a NewAge RX season. We're in a pre-launch season. Eventually there will be a launch season. And then eventually there will be a business building even more season. So doesn't matter where you're at, just think of that wherever you find yourself, things are changing constantly, and we just need to embrace it. If we need to shovel the snow, we'll do it. If we need to eat breakfast, we'll do it. But whatever our season dictate, that is probably what we need to do. So let me jump into my official presentation. So it's about the theme for this presentation is leading to launch. Now, I don't know, maybe you've been in this business for the last 10 months. Maybe you were part of a launch, maybe you're not. Maybe you just signed up with the boss yesterday and you don't even know what pre-launch means. But what I want you to do, give me a one-word answer in our chat of where do you find yourself at the moment. So if you were to describe yourself and say, in this season, this pre-launch season with my business and where I'm at, I want you to type in just one word in the chat box that kind of describe where you're at. 3, 2, 1, go. Is there a way for me to see it? Yes. Launch, excited, blast off, spring, on fire, excited. Okay, what else? 3, ready, excited, lit, building, ready, momentum, confident, get fired up, learning, impact, I like it. Okay, 5 more, hopeful, building belief. What else? Is there nobody that's nervous? That's great. Nobody that's oh, what did I get myself into? Go, 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 go. Starting, experience, stuck. Great. That's true. Confused, nervous. Yes, yes. I like it. Thank you. I think what I wanted to do with the exercise is we're all in different spaces. We all, and sometimes emotions just differ day by day. And how do we navigate this space up to the launch? So let's go into some of the practicalities and some of the things I want to share with you. I think if I hear the word launch, of course, the first thing or the first picture that comes to mind is that of an actual launch here in America. So let me show you this video. I'm going to show you a few seconds, then I'm going to fast forward and show you a little bit of the last ones. And we're going to use this video to kind of take some analogies of how we can lead up to the launch.
2 days later, Discovery has caught up with the station and closes for docking. Shep and the crew get a spectacular view from Destiny's window.
Great. Okay. I saw distinct phases there. Number one, it was the astronauts being prepped, getting ready to go onto the shuttle. Then there was an actual launch phase. Then at some point, you saw all the astronauts shake, 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 but still they had this amazing view just of their progress. And then eventually they arrived at the space station. So I want to speak a little bit about those aspects of a launch or a pre-launch. Just very interesting is NASA actually employs 18,000 people. They have a $15.4 billion annual budget. We pretty much just seen the launch. I don't know the NASA buildings. I don't know some of the people that work there. I don't know what they do during the daytime. All I see on TV is this massive launch, but so much work has gone into a launch. And I didn't know this, but NASA actually started on the 1st of October, 1958. But the first launch was only in 1981. So if you do the quick math, there's about 23 years of preparation just to make sure we can actually do this thing called going to the moon. And when I think of us being in NewAge RX, how much time and prep need to go into a launch to make sure that this thing actually takes off the ground? I'm telling you, I am happy not to be Craig the Brain. I don't want to be in his shoes. There is products, there's development, there is how does operations work? How does compensation plan work? How do we do this internationally? There are so many. How does the value chain work? There are so many things that need to be done. And while they do all of that heavy lifting, we're actually in a place where we can start building the business. So when you hear the word pre-launch, I actually want you to change it in your mind to say it's called preparation. For you as the business person, pre-launch, yes, NewAge RX need to do a lot of stuff as a company to get ready for this launch, but for you, it means time to prepare. The better you prepared, the better the launch will be. So what do I mean by that? So as I said, number one, the company is preparing, but you on a personal level, running your own business, also need to prepare. So here's some questions I want you to answer for yourself. And so in this preparation phase, until we look at, I think they said Q2 or beginning of Q3, until we have the official launch in South Africa and those other countries, how do I get boss people to sign up boss people? Now, what I mean by that, we've noticed that it's easy to sign somebody else up on the boss, but how do you get that person to get other people to sign up on the boss? Because what you want exponential growth in this season and in this time. Here's the fact, not everybody that signs up on the boss will actually become involved in the business. That's just a fact, but it's a numbers game. So the more people you have interested, and as Erika said, the better you train them, the better they understand of what this business is about and how it can influence their finances in their future, the better they can actually be a quality person within the business to get other people to sign up on the boss as well. So I don't know what your strategy is. I don't know what you've decided on, but that's something you need to figure out for yourself and say, if I sign people up on the boss, how do I get them to also sign other people up on the boss? Second question I would just ask, what if you have 1,000 people? How will you need to prepare yourself, your business systems, some of your strategies, some of the way you do business? Because surely this looks very different having 10 people in your company versus having 1,000 people. I remember when Erika started, we had a whiteboard and we had all the people that joined us, their names fit on one whiteboard. So we knew everybody by name, we chatted. Now there's many more. We have lost physical count. We don't know who's who in the zoo anymore. So this thing has just been growing. And how does she needs to change some of her Facebook pages? She needs to change some of her groups to accommodate the growth and accommodate different systems? So that's a good question you need to ask yourself. The other thing, you have heard this word a lot, social selling. Now, it's a new word. It's a concept that it's not so well known. I would make sure that I know exactly what it means, what it entails, and how can I use it in my business. So make sure it's not a foreign word to you. Get a grip on the concept so that you can position yourself better within this pre-launch preparation phase. And then, of course, attend the African Academy. That's specifically for Africa, made for this launch to get you ready when the launch comes. So there's a few things just so think of pre-launch as preparation, and how the better you prepare, the better your launch will be. The next phase is an actual launch. Now, this to me was also very interesting. The actual launch is 8 minutes and 30 seconds until the space shuttle is in space. That's it. They have spent billions of dollars. They have 18,000 employees working hard to get the space shuttle up there. And 8 minutes and 30 seconds later, the space shuttle is in space. It actually reminds me of marriage. You plan 8 months, 12 months. You put on 7 dresses, taste food, and then the actual wedding day is like 3 hours. And then you go home and then, oh, we're married. And many times when I speak to young couples, it's like they dream so much about the wedding day that they have no plan for day one of marriage. You know, we don't live for the wedding day. As soon as you get married, you still have 40, 50 years with that person. So what does marriage look like? What does family look like? We shouldn't just stop dreaming at the wedding day. And I think that one of the mistakes we can make is like, launch, when is the launch? Let's get the launch. Let's just go on till the launch. We don't exist for the launch. We exist for after the launch. You actually should maybe look onto the horizon beyond the launch and say, what will this business look like after the launch? Because the launch, honestly, what's it going to be? A 2-hour, 1 day max on Zoom. Here we go. Here's the products, people. I mean, that's it. Then the launch is done. And then my question is, what do you do the day after the launch? Or is it going to be like, I'm married. What now? No. There needs to be a plan for after that launch date. Don't make the launch date the big thing. Make that just the 8 minute, 30 seconds out of all this planning. So a very important thing I've noticed also when you look at some of these launch videos is the fuel fuselage that takes the space shuttle up in the air. They actually drop those things off midway. If it's done, it's done. If they would have kept onto those things, that will actually prohibit them or keep them away from going into space. So in terms of your business, there are practices, systems, processes, promotions that work at this moment. But if you don't get rid of it after the launch and when your company grows bigger, it will actually keep you from growing. So as a person, as a business owner, you need to kind of figure out and say, what does my systems look like at the moment? What would my systems need to look like after the launch? My processes, my promotion, my own leadership. How do I lead at the moment? How do I lead a company of 10 versus 100 versus 500 versus 1,000? So make sure, I want you to be intentional about figuring out, sitting down and writing out some stuff and say, what are some of those fuel fuselages that I use at the moment to create momentum that I probably will need to stop or change after the launch or when my company has grown to a certain phase. So that's the launch phase. And then, as I said, we don't focus on the launch. NASA is there for a mission. And I like the video here at the end. You hear all the noise and the rumbling, and suddenly there's a quietness, like a and then the video ended with they enjoy the view from the top. I need you to remember that you're doing this business with a certain why, that you started this with a reason. And the reason was not to launch. It's your personal reason. What's your plans for longevity, sustainability? What was the bull's eye that you want to be able to accomplish through this business? Is it financial freedom? Is it helping other people with their health? Is it to get to a better place? Whatever that might be, that there's a reason why you started this business. Don't be so caught up in this pre-launch phase that you miss eyesight of the original reason why you started this business. What's your target? So I want to encourage you just to keep that. Keep your eye on the bullseye. Keep your eye on the why. Focus on longevity and sustainability. And it's successful missions that we remember. We want you to be successful in this business. Those missions that I know Elon Musk has blown up quite a few rockets over the last few weeks, which just didn't work. So we see it in the news and then it's done. That didn't change history. But success, when we get to the mission station, when we land on the moon, when all of those things happen, that's actually where we change history. That's where you will change your history. That's where you will change your life. So keep on focusing on the success and the target that you want to accomplish through this business. So lastly, I want to summarize it like this with 3 questions. And maybe you can take a screenshot of this picture, but I will really want to encourage you to be intentional about this. Don't just say, oh, great, we spent 10 minutes on a Zoom, it was great. But if you can get answers to these questions will actually help you to plan, to take action steps, and just develop your own strategy. So number 1, how do you prepare? And again, some of you are in South Africa, Nigeria, different community groups, Zimbabwe, wherever. It would look different for you. The people that you work with is different. So how can you best prepare you and your business? So that's number 1. Number 2, what do you will need to stop doing as soon as this launch is starting? What are some of those things that you say, I'm going to need to change it? And then lastly, keep your eyes. How can you clarify and keep your eye on the why? And I think if you have the answers to those 3 questions, you will do well in this next season. It will keep you focused. It will keep your attention on the right places, and it will help you to build a long and sustainable business. And that's exactly what our desire is for you. So, Erika, thank you. I hope that everybody can use this and maybe use the next 2 or 3 days to plan out what this could look like for them, and that we are ready so that they are ready when they officially launch their businesses.
Oh, Mel, what a great analogy. Thank you for that. It just puts it into perspective. It's a visual picture of where we are at. And you guys, while those fumes are starting to run, right? It doesn't always smell nice, Mel, right? And sometimes the heat gets on and we ask questions. We don't always get answers, but we hear the rumbling. And so guys, what I just want to encourage you, and then I'm going to hand it over to Tam to close us out. But one thing that I want you to know is that we are all in this together and everything is figure outable. If we don't know the answer, we will go to corporate, we will figure it out. But know that this company, this, shall we say, NASA, let's call them NASA, they are committed to get us launched and into the air. They want that. And so we are blessed to do this together with a great company. So Tam, over to you, Mel. I'm so glad I married you. You're so smart. Thank you for
I'm also happy about it.
You two are you're like the perfect family to a couple to share all this information with so many people. Thank you, Melton. Wow, that was quite an analogy. I'm like, wow, and even the marriage part of it, that was a great analogy too. So thank you for all that practical information. And we will this will be recorded, and he will send it to us, or he'll post it on all the different groups, or we will do that. But this is a great Zoom to share with people to understand where we're at today and how we are indeed launching, and that the future is not just the launch, as Melton said. That'll be like an hour Zoom. It's everything that we've prepared for after the launch, to change our health, to change our country, to change our communities, to change our families. It's preparing for that. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Please feel free to share a very nice message to Melton for his taking his time and his beautiful effort to share and help us grow. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening, and we will see you next time.